feed himself, and he never did that before. He can, if he's got like snack bars or something on his tray, he'll pick them up himself. He drinks out of, before he had sippy cups that had handles, and now he can drink out of just a normal sippy cup. You know, before he couldn't. My name is Sandy Martin, and this is Seth, my grandson, who has optic nerve hypoplasia, and he also has brain damage and cerebral palsy. He had light perception out of one eye, and that was all. He can't crawl, but they think a lot of it is because of his cerebral palsy. He's got a lot of hip problems, which we are in the process of going through treatments on. So we're hoping that he will be crawling and walking. He has therapists since he was 3 months old. He has physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, swimming therapy, and a special instructor for his vision. So we've had him since he was 3 months old. Some of them have came as, you know, he got older. But that was the only other, that was all we, you know, I could find. I actually talked to other people that had gone, and then we found out about the seminar in Springfield, which my parents attended because we were doing a fundraiser at the time. And then I got introduced to Carol Peterson. And from then, you know, I just had talked to other people, and we ended up taking Seth to Dr. Brothers, who was also there. And after talking to all these people, there was just no doubt. We went there June of 2010, and we were there the month of June. Seth had a total of 7 IV treatments. We didn't do any spinal treatments. A lot of it, there was issues around him being sedated. And then we also were concerned for him to have to lay still for 6 hours. He never got sick. He never ran a fever. We had absolutely no problems at all. Nobody there that we were with had any adverse effects. I mean, there was, and when we were there, there was actually 3 families that were there for their second. One family was there for their 3rd trip. There were older children there, and they were actually measuring their vision improvement while we were there. I mean, we watched them start real close to the chart and were moving back. So we could actually see their improvements. And that was actually on 2 children that were, they were probably in the 10 to 12 age group. When we were at the hospital, his eyes did dilate. And he was a little bit more stronger, like would try to stand. You know, we could hold him up. So we noticed those 2 things, but it was no big, you know, major things. So when we got back, he actually was stronger in his legs. He started reaching for things that there was no other explanation other than he saw them. We've got dogs that are, they're outside right now, but he would reach for the dogs. And, I mean, he never did that 30 days before. Well, definitely his vision, you know, has improved. And, I mean, even though I understand you can't measure that he can reach out and he can see that, but there's no other explanation for it. So it has improved his quality of life. He is more active. Before we left, we didn't have really a lot of hopes that he would walk. And now his therapist and the doctors are saying they don't think he won't walk. You know, they're like, he is really making good progress. There's no other explanation for it other than stem cells. I mean, that, you know, there's just nothing else that could have helped him. He didn't improve in 30 days just because. He can't talk, but before we took him, he didn't make near the sounds or anything like he does now. And he's got a speech therapist that he's had prior, and she's noticed a big difference. That he is more trying to make more sounds. He's trying to communicate. He can understand more words that before he couldn't. He's more active, much more active. He can sit up more. Before he would just lay on the ground. I mean, we could prop him up, but now he can hold his head up more. For instance, we can put him in a shopping cart, and before that was out of the question. We had to take a stroller, you know, to Walmart or wherever we were going. And he can sit in a high chair now and stuff. So those are some big improvements. We took him there, and literally he could not see. He could not sit up. I mean, it's not in our minds, you know, that his eyes dilate. for one thing, there is no way that's in your mind. There's no, the way he acts and the way he is moving around and finding things that he never could have done before. I mean, there's just no doubt that he gained vision and he's gained more mobility. It was not as expensive as I thought it was going to be initially. So, you know, we were fortunate that it was a dollar amount that we could come up with. And, you know, it just is such a, you know, we're used to having insurance that covers everything but, you know, 20% and things like that. So, I mean, it was a lot of money, but it was worth it. And I mean, I would tell anybody and everybody that it was worth it. And like I said, we would do it. As soon as we raise the money again or come up with it, we're going to go back. So I think it was a lot, but like I said, you know, I thought it was going to be much more expensive. It was different, you know, it's a different lifestyle. It's a different, you know, I wasn't worried. I wasn't scared. You know, I didn't feel it was unsafe. You know, I would recommend anybody to go. I think it was well worth it.